Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. Well, from springtime in Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
the podcast.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan.
Coming up on today's episode, gayness.
We're going to go seriously gay up in this joint.
Yeah, so brace yourselves.
We're going to get a little queer up in here. We're going to get some queer up in her.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so we're talking. It's been a big week for gay, for the gays.
It's a good
LGBTQ community.
RSP,
Yeah.
LMWC, LMNOP.
LMNOP.
There's a lot of letters. I can't
Yeah.
keep track of all the letters that they add and take away. They need a catch-all.
I know.
Hey,
it's been hard getting.
Next meeting, will you say something?
Let me tell you, I've been trying. These people.
Honestly,
It's been hard. It's been hard to get everybody on the brand, agree on the same brand.
it's just branding.
Same branding.
People.
Yeah.
Just get who's the marketing wing for
Let me
gay
tell ya, but trying to get gays and lesbians to agree,
on anything.
especially like something that requires taste or style.
Oh,
I'm just saying. I'm not being rude. They have a different standard than the gays. Than we gays tend to have.
You're trying not to be rude, but I'm pretty sure you're getting
No,
there.
I'm not being rude. I'm actually. This might be the reason that the gay community has such a hard time, seeing eye to eye with the lesbian community. Because we think we're being nice.
Because there's a style. Oh, right. Because you think you're being totally inclusive about it, and really you're just insulting all of the lesbians in the meantime.
It's okay. They can have their own sense of style. That's fine.
It was like when one of my
They
friends,
try.
friends came out as a lesbian, and our mutual friend who is gay, she was asking him about like, well, what do gay guys think about lesbians? And he was like, oh, it's fine, blah 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 blah. And
fine.
And then he just paused and he said, I guess sometimes I just think, well, why do you dress like that? But there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well,
There are plenty of very well dressed lesbians out there.
oh yeah, no. I know a few.
Just gorgeous.
Beautiful women.
Just gorgeous.
Inside and out.
And then there are those that aren't.
Just on the inside.
Just on the inside. Yeah.
And then there are those unfortunate souls.
It's almost as if
It's neither.
it's almost as if human beings in general, all of this could apply to.
Yeah. Huh. That's funny.
Yeah, weird. Anyway, hey, do you want to do a story?
Me?
Sure.
I get to do a story?
Yeah, go first.
Okay. Boy, we took some time getting to one. Well, I have something. We like to follow, the whole what's going on across the pond.
Oh,
In our sister nation.
Japan?
The pond.
Oh, that's a different pond.
Different pond.
Okay.
Over in the UK.
In the Uck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they're up to over
Sure.
there.
What's going on?
As far as like their godlessness and whatnot.
Mhm.
Well, apparently Google is as trusted as the church by Britons.
Well, yeah. I mean, what? I mean, how do you trust
But see,
a search engine?
I hope you trust.
I mean, Google's it's bigger than just searching.
Okay, so maybe I should back up a little bit.
Okay.
This was they were looking into trying to figure out what sort of what was the most trusted institution, right, in the UK.
Okay.
And it turns out that it's NHS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they love their health service.
The national
They actually
health
truly do. 40% said they thought the NHS put their needs first.
Isn't that
And they
amazing?
trust it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that wouldn't work here in America.
No. Followed by the police. This is how this is. I called it our sister country, right? Our sister nation, whatever.
It.
This is how completely unfathomable to an American,
Right.
the UK is.
Right. Those
like,
of you,
it's just like the police.
those of you who are
trusted?
listening from another country, from outside of the U.S., you have to understand, like, in this country right now, I mean, who was it that described this country as a country of chasms? This is a country where nobody trusts anybody right now.
Right. Yeah.
Least of all, anything that's government run. It's like the one place where everybody agrees, and they don't agree in which direction it's going to hell, but everyone agrees that if it's government run, it's corrupt, it's wrong, it's bad, everything's going wrong.
Right.
So for England, for the UK to be so like hip to two government agencies,
it's like what are they doing right or wrong or
well? And here's the other thing: English police don't carry guns.
I know, yeah.
And so maybe if we had national health, a single-payer healthcare system, and gun control, even to the point of completely banning handguns, maybe we'd trust the police too.
Yeah.
Maybe it would heal the hurt.
What we also might end up trusting are supermarkets.
Okay.
Because they're Tesco and Sainsbury's.
It can't be Tesco. It's got to be Sainsbury's or Waitroses because Tesco's crap.
No, it says 19% say they trusted supermarkets compared to just 17% for Google and religious organizations.
Oh, yeah, we were burying the lead on that one. It's like Google's basically the same as
oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Which is
an
absolute insult to Google, actually.
Right.
Like, this is not good for Google. Well, we are ranked with religious organizations as far as trustworthiness.
Yeah, there are emergency meetings happening at Google right now.
They're like, what went wrong? What went wrong?
We're as low as as God.
Yeah,
we're terrible. So wait, is there anything below religion?
I didn't really see what was below.
Oh, okay.
I think the whole point of the story is that the religious institutions and Google
probably BBC. BBC's below.
I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. I don't know enough about the UK apparently.
Oh, it would be the royal family. The royal family would be down at the bottom. Actually, the royal family's pretty well
really
trusted.
Popular, aren't they?
I don't know.
Again, like,
but
we have no real ability to.
Just when they do, just when the royals do something great and everybody's all pleased with them, then you get Prince Harry naked in some, sex tryst with whatever.
Oh, I just noticed this. They have there's also a Future of Britain report.
Oh.
That said so this is the institutions that they trust, right? But the report also found that Britain is a country in survival mode, with 32% of young adults admitting they believe their prospects might be better if they had been born in India.
Wow.
I don't even get that. Like,
India's a developing country,
right?
Whereas the UK is a developed country, so maybe they think developing means
more opportunity
on the way up.
I mean, it would probably be easier to find opportunity if you had sort of some entrepreneurial spirit or whatnot.
And you're, British. I don't know how the British fare in India these days, though.
Well, I don't know, but anyway. I think I just actually
that's
saw
so
that.
Weird. Anyway,
interesting.
We don't know what that means. I'm going to move on.
Good.
We'll track southward from Britain, southward and eastward toward Malta.
Oh,
this tiny island country just between Sicily and North Africa.
Tunisia.
Yeah. Malta.
Yeah. Little tiny place.
A highly Catholic.
I imagine. Yeah,
because it's basically like it's like an Italian. I think it's its own country, isn't it?
It is its own country, but they do speak Italian,
right?
Officially,
yeah. So they're basically, it's like their own little weird brand of Italy over there.
Sure. Okay.
But they're kind of known for being really cool,
and they're little white dogs.
The Maltese.
They're beautiful white dogs.
Yeah. It's known for having really cool architecture and nice weather.
That's true.
And it's a great place. It was a key planning location for the Allied defense of Europe.
Oh yeah.
But in spite of its popularity as a tourist destination and all this stuff, well, let's just put it this way. 99 individuals were convicted in Malta last year for public blasphemy.
99?
Mm-hmm.
What's the population of Malta?
Like nothing.
I mean,
I think it's
we are talking about a little tiny dot.
It is a little tiny dot. I don't know. You get on Wikipedia and find the population of Malta, while I mention that 99 people is down from 119 in 2011.
Oh yeah, 100. Wow. What does it take to publicly blaspheme?
Well, I guess that's not clear in this in what I was reading.
Well, thanks, Dan.
Well, I mean, it's basically the existence of a blasphemy law that's that heavily enforced is what I'm glomming onto. The fact that there are blasphemy laws. I mean, I guess coming again from an American perspective, where people don't like it when you blaspheme, but you have every right to do it.
Sure.
The fact that this is a fairly westernized country, and, if you say Jesus is bad and, God's a motherfucker, or if you wear the T-shirt that I am wearing currently,
okay,
which says, thank God I'm atheist,
we've got T-shirts,
then you're in trouble. Yeah. Apparently you can go to jail for that. Did you get it? Did you get
it took me a second to find because I was looking for a large number. Populations tend to be large numbers,
right?
No, it's 450,000.
Okay,
so it's the
Salt Lake Valley, like there's Salt Lake City proper.
No, that's more than the city proper. But as far as the valley, the valley's about just over 1 million. So this is half the Salt Lake Valley.
It's a tiny little country, but boy, you can't say something about Jesus. You'll get in trouble.
Don't you dare.
You will get in trouble. There's what's funny about blasphemy laws is that blasphemy laws around the world are frequently termed to be like, hurting the feelings of the belief. Like the law is the way the law is phrased. It's like hurting religious sentiment or something like that. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's literally, it makes it sound like you hurt our feelings. That makes me hurt. That makes my feelings hurt when you say that. It does
seem like a strange thing to punish somebody for. Like it makes no sense to me.
If you believe it, you believe it. You don't have to worry about if somebody else says something about it.
Yeah. And
you can't hurt an omnipotent God.
Yeah. And God will, if you believe in God's judgment, he'll get around to it.
He's the one that said vengeance is mine. Yeah. It's his deal to deal with.
There's no reason for you to get involved.
Yeah.
It's between that person and the supposed God.
Right.
They just blasphemed against.
And the white bearded man that lives in this country.
Yes. Well, I've got another poll.
Oh, good.
That was reported on. This one is in the U.S. And it has to do with Muslims. And the findings of the poll say that U.S. Muslims are more moderate than Muslims worldwide. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah. Considering they live in a country that largely distrusts and often and frequently hates them. I would think that they would want to fly a little under the radar. As it were. That is not, by the way, a 9/11 reference.
But, okay. And,
I just wanted to be clear on that. I just realized that the concept of Muslims flying under the radar might be a dicey metaphor.
Okay. All right, Dan. Thank you for clarifying. So the U.S. was the only country in the survey where a majority of its Muslims, 56%, believe people of other faiths can go to heaven. That's sort of how they're testing a lot of this, right? So by contrast, U.S. Christians, that same number's 64%.
Think that who gets to go to heaven?
The other religions, followers of other religions, can also achieve heaven.
Oh.
Which, I mean, but when you start to think about, like, you know, different faiths, different belief systems,
Right.
all living together in one place, you kind of have to get to that place.
Yeah.
Because that's that's really your only hope for, I mean, in a lot of ways, your only hope for, like, peace with each other.
Right.
Is that you see each other as being on equal footing in the sight of God.
It's kind of hard to be a good neighbor.
Your way is obviously better.
Of course.
And it makes God much happier.
Right.
You being Christian or Muslim.
Right. But you can...
But at least your neighbor has a chance.
Yeah. Now, depending on how you define heaven, Mormons would say 0. Nobody else gets to go to all the way to heaven.
Oh, right. Right.
Exaltation, the highest level of heaven, nobody but Mormons gets to go.
That's absolutely true.
Now, if you define
Muslims
are
far better,
way more tolerant in that respect than Mormons. Yes.
Yeah, that's a really good
now,
point.
if you ask a Mormon, do other people get to go to heaven? They may define it differently. They may say, well, the celestial kingdom, maybe. We don't know. But unless you are married in the temple and endowed in the temple and all of those things, you don't get like the
highest,
the 5 gold stars.
Well, I'm pretty sure though, celestial kingdom is you've got to be like Marmony.
Yeah,
it's the next one down that just good members of other faiths can get to.
Right,
and that would be the
terrestrial kingdom.
Yeah.
You and I are going to the telestial kingdom.
Yes, because we're whoremongers.
I know that I've denied the Holy Ghost. I don't know if you've done that, but that's apparently a bad thing to do. Not just in Mormonism.
You actually, unless there's something about you that I don't know, we're incapable of denying the Holy Ghost.
Why?
Because you never had a sure knowledge.
No. Well, okay. So you're talking about what would send you into outer darkness by Mormon theology.
Uh-huh.
I'm just talking about.
But denying the Holy Ghost isn't that?
No, I think that's denying Christ.
Really?
You have to have a knowledge of Christ and then deny Him to go to outer darkness something like that.
I'm confused.
Anyway, in the Bible it talks about denying the Holy Ghost. That's a biblical thing. That's
really?
All Christians, the only unforgivable sin is to deny the Holy Ghost, according to the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Which is hilarious because it's like it's the least important part of their theology. Nobody gives a shit about the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, what's the Holy Ghost?
Right, but you deny Him.
You don't even know what it is, people.
No.
What is it? What is it? Tell me what it is.
I deny it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I deny it.
Yeah. Kind of hard to deny something you don't
You think
know.
you don't even know what it is. Yeah, exactly. Come up with a nice thesis on that.
Yeah. And on suicide bombing, 81% of U.S. Muslims said that it was never justified.
Oh.
7% said it was justified to defend Islam, and 1% said it was sometimes justified. That's a terrifying question that you feel like you have to ask a group.
Yeah.
Let's assess your group's feelings on suicide bombing. I never want to belong to any group where that's a question that they feel like they need to ask of the entire group.
I want to ask you a question, Frank.
Okay.
Can you imagine a scenario in which you think a suicide bombing could be justified?
Can I?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's an interesting question, isn't it?
Maybe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
I know I can.
Yeah.
You know, I think about the Holocaust or whatever. If if you could get a bomb onto one of those trains and, and get that guy in amongst a bunch of Nazis, I'd feel okay with that. I mean, I'm conflicted about it, but I'd get it.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
I
don't think in defense of Islam,
you know what though,
works for me.
I'm going to. I feel like I need to put it up there with landmines and say it's never a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
well, what if you? I mean,
isn't it good to sometimes like think through something and then say, you know what? I don't I don't care. It's just wrong.
I call me a moral relativist, but I can't imagine.
I will not.
Okay, fine. Don't call me that. But I gotta say, I can imagine situations in which the greater good is served by someone being willing to do that. I don't like it.
I know. I don't know. I'm thinking of like Battlestar Galactica right now. I'm
okay. I don't think I got that far in the series.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think there was something where there was a suicide bomber. I can't remember.
I will take your mind to.
I would say against Cylons.
It might make sense.
It might make sense.
Well, I will take you to Inglorious Bastards and say, you know.
Yeah, they were
in that
That's
theater
true.
full of. Yeah. I don't think they suicide bombed, but if they did, I think if Hitler and Goebbels and everybody were in a theater.
But the thing is, like, if you're thinking of specifically like in times of war, and things that people would do in a war setting, okay, that's a totally different set of rules.
Totally.
Maybe members of some people who are Muslim might think there is like a war.
Oh, I guarantee you that's what they think.
But like
they are in a war. I mean, in Afghanistan, they're in a war.
Yeah, but this is they're asking U.S. Muslims.
Right? Yeah.
There's not a war.
No, I know.
There's no war for these people.
I know.
They're
with you.
Like, what's going like? Oh yeah, life is rough in Dearborn, Michigan. You know.
It is.
Yeah.
Rough in Dearborn.
I know.
Anyway.
If they were in Detroit, maybe.
Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
We'll learn how to pronounce that soon.
I know. I'm still confused about it. I bet it's so far from anything we've ever attempted.
We're going to say, how do you pronounce the name of this town? They're going to be like Thompsonville? What? Anyway, we'll go from the Muslims to the Jews. I'm going to kind of
from one people of the book to another
to one Semitic people to another.
Oh,
well, I guess Arabs are Semitic. Not all Muslims are Semitic.
Yeah,
but Arabic. Anyway,
I understand what you're saying,
right?
Or what you're trying to say.
I always find it funny when people say, you know, about an Arab person, he's anti-Semitic, because he is Semitic. If he is, he's very self-loathing.
Oh, hey, that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. That's true. Anywho, so we've talked a time or two, actually, about women trying to pray at the Western Wall in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
It's it's an ongoing battle. They keep getting in trouble for it. They keep getting arrested for it because they're not supposed to do it. Because the guys who are in charge in Jerusalem are the Orthodox guys.
And they're guys.
And they're guys. They're very much guys. But as we also know, there are women rabbis in more progressive Judaism. So there's been an update.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So a Judge Moshe Sobel of the Jerusalem District Court issued a ruling stating that the group Women of the Wall, that their prayer is not, quote, contrary to local custom.
Oh.
So this implies that the women would be allowed to pray at the wall.
Interesting.
I think it's interesting that anybody wants to pray at a wall. You know?
What's that wall going to do for you?
It's a wall.
Yeah.
Maybe it magnifies your prayer.
Dear wall.
Dear wall.
Thank you for this beautiful day.
You know, my... oh, good, a Mormon prayer at the wall. You know, I'll bet so many Mormons have prayed at that wall.
Oh, I don't know.
There's a big Mormon...
I hope not.
Mormons think they're Jews.
I know they do, but
It's why we're getting the Dead Sea Scroll exhibit here in Salt Lake City because BYU Jerusalem has made this big connection with.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
BYU, they've actually done quite a bit of the scholarship about the scrolls.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, these women, it might be allowed.
So Sarah Silverman's sister is going to be able to pray at the wall?
It would seem
that addressed in the article?
No, it didn't discuss her
Damn it.
personally.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna say that it's all about her.
Well, she made it happen.
It was clearly
all you have to do is get the sister of a B-list celebrity involved,
right, and your fight is won. Ta-da! Anyway, there you go.
Huh.
That seems like it might happen.
Okay. Well, cool. That's a good update.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, again, I will say this about praying at a wall. You'll get the same results as praying in any other way.
Yeah.
And frankly, you could pray not only at the wall, but to the wall and get the same results.
Yeah.
So
might as well.
Pray, yeah. But
you might as well try everything.
But yeah, sure.
You know.
Do all the walls.
Yeah.
Every wall you meet, just pray at it.
Is this the wall where it's going to finally work?
Exactly.
It seems, I mean, at least you can see the wall. At least the wall's actually really there.
Right, yeah, that's true. You have proof.
It's as capable of doing something for you as God.
You have evidence of its existence. That's at least a thing.
That seems like it's much more of a worthwhile target of your prayer. Is that you know that exists.
Is a thing that you can prove exists.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody go pray at walls.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Doesn't take any faith. Well, it does still. There's still an element of faith.
Yeah. Pray. Yeah.
You have to have faith that it could do something.
Right. Which I don't. Unless you're praying to a wall to hold up a ceiling. In which case.
Dear wall.
Please continue to be structurally sound.
Oh, wall.
We ask thee, in the name of carpentry, to maintain.
Hey, look at that connection.
You see what I did there?
The carpenter.
Yeah.
Of the carpenter is how you should say it. In the name of the carpenter.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, did you hear, Dan?
What?
Dan, I missed this.
Oh, dear.
I mean, I saw it, and I saw it on the day, apparently. I had no clue.
You didn't catch what it was.
I didn't catch what it was.
What are we talking
about?
It's
the Day of Reason. The National Day of Reason.
The Day of Reason.
I missed it.
Yeah. It's also a different day.
What?
Isn't that the same day as the National Day of Prayer?
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It's sort of I like this. It's meant to be a kind of protest of.
Yeah.
But it's nice because it's promoting something in the place of rather than just tearing it down and arguing against.
You could also maintain that it's not in the place of, but rather concurrent with.
You could.
There's no reason why you should have to give up prayer just to support reason. Prayer is not the most reasonable thing in the world, as we just discussed, but there are plenty of very reasonable believers.
Sure.
That's not their most reasonable position.
Reasonable-ish.
There's lots of really good scientists out there who are still believers.
Sure. That's fine.
They just have that one little weak spot in their reason.
Yeah,
but that's okay. We've all got weak spots.
It does seem to be a little weak spot, though, to me. You say that one little weak spot. No, it's not a little weak spot. It's a major gaping hole because they still dedicate a huge part of their life to their belief.
Yeah, they do.
But they are able to use the scientific method and figure out, maybe a new... I mean, let's face it. If you're like a cancer researcher or whatever... Does it matter as long as you keep God out of that one thing?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You can go and you can be as scientifically methoded as you want.
And then on Sunday go and sing your hymns.
Yeah,
it's okay.
And feel good about
But yeah, I mean as long as you're doing good science on the weekdays, awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
There's
a
way to make that work.
All I'm saying is it doesn't have to be one against the other. Reason does not have to be against prayer. And God knows prayer does not have to be against reason. As I just don't like the fact that this is set up. You're staring at me. I don't like the fact that this is set up as this dichotomy, this inherent, like, these can't live together thing. I don't like this war. It's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
There's no need for it to be a one against the other thing.
Huh.
I think that if you promote reason enough, eventually people will just give up on religion.
Sure.
I think we're finally to the point in history where we can just point at enough science and say, look, we have found explanations for enough shit in this universe that was unanswerable previous that we can reasonably say we'll probably eventually get to everything. Or we'll probably eventually... It's reasonable to say that there are natural explanations for all of the things. And we may not get to it all, but we're getting there. It will, why are you not talking right now?
You just have a lot of faith in this whole process.
I'm just saying the major questions that for centuries, for millennia, could only be answered by the supernatural are now being answered, step by step by science. That's why we can actually look at the world and say and make a credible case for science being an answer for giving up religion. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What?
I don't know why, but just staring at you with a big smile on my face is really fun because the look on your face. I'm sorry, everybody, but it was he just kept going, and I was
what has happened here is that Frank has just abandoned the podcast in favor of making me feel uncomfortable. That is what's happened. Frank jumped ship entirely.
It was amazing. Why would I not do that if given the opportunity?
I have no idea.
You were making a good point.
I thought I was.
No,
but
you were making an excellent point.
You were making
and I was letting you go.
You were doing a great job of making me feel stupid.
The look on your face, you kept looking more and more uncomfortable, and it just was made me smile. And then you kept getting more and more uncomfortable at that.
You have no ethics. You have no ethics.
So Day of Reason.
Yay.
National Day of Reason. Charlotte. This is actually pretty cool. Anthony Fox, the mayor of Charlotte.
And future possible, what?
Secretary of Transportation? I think?
Yeah. That's what Obama just barely named him as. I guess he still has to be confirmed as that.
Sure, there's a process. But he's most likely going to.
And it's Fox with 2 X's.
I know. Good for him.
You're pleased with that?
Yeah. It's nice.
One more X and he goes hardcore.
Ooh. Oh, hey, mister. No, so he did a sort of an official City of Charlotte proclamation.
Yeah.
Declaring it a day of reason for the city.
Yeah.
But to be fair, because like I saw something on like somebody freaking out. On like Fox News or whatever about this. And it's like, but they also declared it a day a day of prayer.
That's running. Well. It's running concurrent.
He didn't just do one and not
both.
The other. He did both, and that's fine.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like doing both. Matter of fact, on the subject of doing both, I'm going to. This is not related to the X's that we were talking about before.
Oh.
So cool your jets. This, I like that phrase.
Yeah.
So this comes to us from Christine on the Facebooks.
Oh yeah.
Who sent us a story about Florida, in which in Orange County, Florida. There are 11 high schools in which, this story leads with atheists will be giving out pamphlets in Orange high schools. Now, what it doesn't lead with is the fact that there were already going to be Bibles given out to high schools, to high schoolers in these things. So this was just a reaction to that.
A good reaction. I'm glad that these atheists are on it.
A great reaction.
Yeah.
The truth of so what they basically did was the atheists. What group was it? The Central Florida Free Thought Community. basically, I mean, reasonably, they just said, hey, either you cannot pass out Bibles in school,
right,
or since we know that's a fight we're going to lose anyway,
right,
let us pass out our shit too.
right.
So
not the preferred scenario,
right?
But a good and decent response to the Bibles,
and one that's guaranteed to piss everybody off.
Yeah,
up in that joint.
And it, yeah.
So it turns out, the rules have become very strict on this.
I'm sure, yeah.
Which is that the materials will be left on a table in a common area for students to take. Volunteers may not interact with the students and can only replenish materials if they run out. That applies to both the Bibles and the atheist pamphlets.
Okay.
Apparently there are 10 different atheist pamphlets.
Hey,
including with titles like "What's Wrong with the 10 Commandments" and 10 Common Myths About Atheists. So there you go.
Well, all right.
And why women need freedom from religion, I think, is one of them. That's
really?
Weird. That's weird.
Huh.
That's strange to me.
Well,
I mean, I agree with it, but what a weird thing to give to. You got to pick which ones you're going to give to the kids.
Yeah. Well, doesn't it say something in there that not all the pamphlets were approved, that they originally wanted to?
Oh yeah, So the ones that they're giving out have been pre-approved by the district.
Yeah.
Some were rejected. And it says legal action is still possible.
Good.
There you go.
They should definitely.
It's so weird.
Because they should be, to be honest, there should have been parts of the Bible that weren't allowed.
Honestly.
Yeah.
That thing's
it needs to be a redacted Bible if they're going to be handing it out.
Yeah.
If they're going to be editing the atheists, then they need to redact parts of that Bible.
That'd be great.
Based on sort of, understood community standards, right? We reject that.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate for our community.
Exactly.
Because we know that they actually do feel that way. Because they avoid wholesale, right? Certain parts of the Bible.
Right. What would be brilliant to do is to make it absolutely clear, like redact it, not in the sense of you take it out and then republish it, but you make sure that the pages with redacted material, it's clear what chapter and verse it is, and then you redact it. You show how much is being redacted so that the kids get all curious. Because then they're going to read that. That's all they're going to read. Yeah. They're going to check out the redacted Bible.
Yeah.
They're going to grab a real Bible.
Yeah.
And they're going to go through verse by verse and just go, what did they take out?
Yeah. Oh, incest.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate for kids.
Yeah. Genocide, murder.
Yeah, sure.
All of the stuff.
Yeah.
There's probably... You take out all of the stuff that Christians theoretically are not okay with.
Yeah.
You got a boring ass book right there.
Oh, because all the good stuff's gone.
All the good stuff is gone. It's pretty funny. I'm gonna suggest it. I've got a good friend who's a librarian at a high school. I'm gonna have her shelve a redacted. Then again, nobody goes into the library anymore.
No. Nobody cares about the books.
Nobody goes to the library.
Why would you go get a book?
Yeah.
Everything you need, you can just Google.
If you got the Googs,
you can just Bing it.
Yeah, right.
You could.
Who uses Bing?
You could DuckDuckGo it.
Alta Vista?
Yeah.
Where's AOL when you need it?
Oh, no. Web crawler. Well, Facebook.com/TGIAtheist is a great way to like us.
Yeah, we're fast approaching the big numbers now.
Yeah. Oh, big. Yeah.
What are we at, like 500 or something?
Almost 500, yeah.
Okay, we need more.
We need more.
We need a lot more. We were just looking at...
We need a K after the number.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
We need more than 1,000.
Yeah. But I don't know if it gives you a K right at 1,000.
No. So we probably need more than 10,000.
Yeah, I think so. So far off, Dan. Let's just keep our sights at something we can get soon.
It's not far off.
Like 500.
Are you... Seriously, people, are you guys going out and like Redditing our stuff or whatever? Are you spreading the gospel? We need to start a missionary program of our listeners.
Yeah.
Get out there and let people know.
Yeah.
What forums are you on? Anyway.
All right. You can also email us at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Right. That's a good thing to do. Or you can call us. You can call us and leave a voicemail. We had 2 of those last week. So call us at 424-666-TGIA.
Yeah, that's 424-666-8442.
It is indeed.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Let's see the setup on this one, Dan.
Well, we're going back to the to the age of reason.
Ooh,
we're gonna
and the consequences.
Oh yeah, because reason, it's your a day of reason is, we think it's a good thing,
Right.
but it's clearly not.
No, and this comes from Fox News.
Well, forget the National Day of Prayer. Today, Charlotte Mayor and newly minted Obama cabinet member Anthony Fox has proclaimed today a National Day of Reason for his city, saying the application of reason more than any other means has proven to offer hope for human survival on Earth. CEO and president of Concerned Women for America, Penny Nance, joins us live right now. Good morning to you, Penny.
Good morning, Steve.
Okay, so today is the National Day of Prayer, and yet this Mr. Fox guy is calling it a National Day of Reason. What's going on there?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, he comes from North Carolina, which has the 7th highest church attendance. Clearly, he's not running for re-election since he's up for transportation secretary. But, G.K. Chesterton said that the doctrine of original sin is the only one in which we have 3,500 years of empirical evidence to back up. Clearly, we need faith as a component, and it's just silly to say otherwise. The age of enlightenment and reason gave way to moral relativism, and moral relativism is what led us all the way down the dark path to the Holocaust. And I just got back from Jerusalem, where I saw Yad Vashem, which is the Holocaust museum there, where there was thousands and thousands of shoes of little children who died in that, 1.5 million. Dark periods of history is what we arrive at when we leave God out of the equation.
Now, Penny, we should point out that this...
Wow, she makes a good point.
I don't know how you could possibly argue away from that. I don't know what possible counter argument anyone could come up with to her
that's
airtight logic.
Sound logic.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Wasn't Hitler a Christian?
What? No.
No, it was the opposite of moral relativism that got us there.
Yeah.
It was well, there you go. Anyway, I think our listeners are savvy enough to make their own counter arguments on this point.
You're not going to say anything?
We don't need to make.
We talked about this at length.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, it's obvious. If you want to talk about genocide, why is it in the Bible?
Yeah, exactly.
If it's moral relativism that leads to that, then perhaps you should look at your book and
Penny Nance
and wonder a little bit.
Penny Nance, and what was the other name that came out? G.W. Chesterton or something like that.
J.G. Chesterton.
Who's that? J.G. Chesterton.
G.K. Chesterton. That's what it was.
Oh, am I showing my ignorance?
An English writer who was a philosopher and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, in the 18 and early 1900s.
Oh. Well, crap. She knew who he was, and I didn't.
Yeah, well, she had a quote from him. I bet if you quizzed her on him. Anyway.
Well, I don't like her top.
Well, I think that is the real valid criticism right there. I don't think that your point is valid, but also neither is your wardrobe. So
No.
I'm going to just discount you.
It's a little yellow highlighter-y.
Oh.
Like color-wise.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
You're going on television, honey. You need to...
Well, she has TV hair.
Oh, she does. That's
she
true.
does have TV hair. Yeah,
that's true.
Her hair is really...
She's
ready for TV.
The
yellow, though, there's the thing, folks. If you're going to go on TV, the camera doesn't love bright colors.
Yeah, what you want...
Especially, like, a TV camera just doesn't love them.
You want nice muted tones, solid, no pattern.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do pattern, big pattern,
Big chunky pattern,
not tight pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is TV advice for you people.
Yeah.
That's free.
That's free
with your subscription to our podcast. Anyway, hey, Frank.
What?
I think you're gay.
Rude, Dan.
No, I think you're gay. I celebrate your gayness. This of all weeks.
Say that in a celebratory sort of way. Don't we have some correspondence we want to get real quick?
Shoot. I was jumping the gun on the gay stuff. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking. Like, yes, I am.
It was like, you're gay. No,
and
I just meant
now our emails.
I was jumping the gun, the gay gun, as it were. Anywho, so yeah, we got several thank yous that I wanted to get out there first. These are new donors that I really wanted to show some appreciation to. We got Christopher, who's now a monthly subscriber.
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you so much, Christopher. We've got Anita, who is a friend of mine and a delight.
Oh, thank you, Anita.
She's a subscriber now. Samuel gave us a one-time donation. That was really great.
Samuel.
And Christine is a new subscriber.
Cool.
So
thanks, Christine.
All of you, we appreciate you greatly.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's awesome.
It's always amazing.
Big things will be coming of this.
Yeah.
We are going. It will all be put to good use. I promise.
Well, we have the road trip coming up. Folks, just follow what's going on thankgodimatheist.com. Because we'll update our itinerary.
We don't update it now, but when we're on the road, it's going to get fun.
Yeah,
it's going to get crazy.
And we should just mention those dates. We're going to be hitting the road on May 12th, 2013, and then we're going to be 2 weeks on the road, so we get back like on the 27th, I think,
something like that.
27th, 28th.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and it's not totally fresh, we're really close to those dates. So
yeah, it's gonna be wild and wacky. We'll have we just released our second video, you and I. So go on the YouTube channel TGI Atheist and look at our current video selection.
Yeah,
which is two.
Yes, and also that's true. That's all that is important. That's there.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But that number will go up a lot.
Yes,
because we'll be doing.
Because while on the road trip, that's one of the main things we're going to be doing. Is
we're going to be shooting all kind of video.
Yeah, we want to show you where we're going.
You'll see us. So far, you've only seen me on video.
Yeah, I will appear on video.
Yes, and then you'll see all the crazy shit that we are going to see in the Bible Belt.
'Tis true.
Hooray!
Now back to me being gay.
No.
Oh no!
Now you're jumping the gun.
Oh shit!
Because that's just the thank yous. We do have a couple of actual emails that I wanted to get to.
Oh, actual emails too.
Excuse me.
Okay.
This one comes to us from Chris, who says, the subject line is a quote from me from last week's podcast.
Oh, I saw this one. Yeah.
The subject line says, anyone who doesn't see that there is also good that comes from religion is lying to themselves. A bold statement I made.
Ooh, yeah.
Anyway, he said, so as you can tell by my subject line, Dan's statement in your last podcast hit a nerve with me, and I feel like I want to express my viewpoints a little. While I don't completely disagree with your statement, I do feel that good does not outweigh the bad. Speaking from personal experience, since I grew up in a very religious home, I can now see how religion personally helped me through some tough times, but those hard times were caused by my beliefs. So, he says, during my years in high school, I attended church with a very close-knit youth group. This group is where most of my friends came from. While this seems like a positive, it was also a negative since I was very socially awkward at my school, since I was forced to believe not to conform to this world, etc.
Right.
He goes on from there, but he basically, his major point is largely just that the good does not outweigh the bad, that the bad in religion outweighs the good.
Well, I think then that does speak to the point that I think we were making, which is there are things that we can pull out of religion.
Absolutely.
Things that we can learn structurally. socially from religion.
All of those things. There are good things in religion, and we need. If we're ignoring that fact, we're just denying ourselves the possibility of incorporating those good things into a non-believing framework.
And I think that where there might need to be some distinction drawn is that while there are good things in religion, that we're not saying that those religions should just be taken whole, and that I mean, if you look at a religion, of course the bad does outweigh the good of that religion.
Right.
But it's sort of the idea of what can we learn from the ways in which religion has helped people, build community, or we keep talking about these things.
Right.
Those are the kind of things that we should be looking at, and those are the good things. And then let's just absolutely, Chris, let's just leave all the bad by the wayside.
I think we can,
and I agree.
I think we can all. I'm totally with you on the idea that the bad outweighs the good. Otherwise, I'd be there.
Right.
If I thought the good outweighed the bad, I might be tempted to go to church.
Right. As a non-believer.
Right. Even though like the whole God thing doesn't make sense to me, if I was getting more out of it that was good than I am not, then I'd totally be there. But no, that is not the case.
Yeah. I mean, I think of my experience in religion. And especially like teenage years. Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah. So there you go. Thank you, Chris, for that. We also had an email from Brett who said he just wanted to get our opinion on all of the Christians protesting gay marriage, but not straight people getting divorced. The Bible calls divorce a sin, yet no Christians are out in front of the Supreme Court protesting to make divorce illegal. Just seems a little ridiculous to me. So he goes on. He mentions the Sam Harris's book that we talked about, and Chris before had asked for book recommendations. He said he's pretty much through with Dawkins, got through most of Dawkins' work and Chris Hitchens, but he's working on one of Hitchens' books, but he was looking for other atheist authors. So Sam Harris would be a good place to start. So yeah, divorce. How about that? What do you think?
Divorce?
It's a sin.
Yeah.
Should it be? Should the Christians be pushing for that to be illegal? If they're going to be,
if they want to be consistent,
if they're going to be inserting their religious beliefs onto our marriage laws, then yeah, it does seem like it would be more consistent.
Well, aren't there? There are people out there who are saying these kind of things, aren't there?
Saying that the divorce should be illegal.
Aren't there some crazy nut job? Didn't I read something recently?
That's possible.
Along those lines?
I think at this point, usually, I mean, for instance, I'm aware of a guy on Facebook who his response to Prop 8 was to start a group where he sort of tongue-in-cheek was calling for an end to divorce, a legal end of divorce.
Right.
I know that there are some states have taken away no fault divorce.
Oh, right.
Or they're trying to.
Yeah.
So that
I guess that's probably what I'm.
So that it ends up being that someone has to do something bad to the other person to get a divorce.
Right.
I mean, I think the idea is that we do have to, and you know what? Now's the time to launch into the gay marriage thing.
Okie doke.
Because since we're on divorce, since we're on gay marriage, we might as well open it up. Because we were talking about, what were we talking about? You and I were talking about, because this is the week of gay. A lot of gay
news. There was a ton of gay news this week.
A lot of gay news. So, including Rhode Island.
And Colorado just started civil unions.
Yeah.
And last week, and this is kind of what got the whole thing going, was going in my mind, was the Boy Scouts. And they finally came out with their compromise. they figured they couldn't be all in on the gay issue.
Well, they thought they had the compromise, which was that they thought that it would be good if it was up to each individual scout troop to decide if they were going to let the gays in or not.
Which is actually, I would be kind of, in some respects, as like a first step, It's not a bad first step. They should be able to, make a good decision for their whole organization,
Right.
and not just pass it off to the locals. But it would have meant that there would have been a lot of troops that would have been now open to gay leaders and gay kids. And instead what they've done is they're saying yes to boys, leaders no.
Right.
Which is just a mess of a situation. If you ask me. Because one of the big things in scouting is that you are encouraging these young men to, when they grow up, to give back and to continue on in scouting. Right. You got so much out of this experience. Continue. And where does that line get drawn? Can gay scouts participate at camps, but they can't be on staff?
Right.
But they can until they're 18? How in God's name do you make this actually work? It seems like it's just a mess of a compromise.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But they're terrified because what is it? Like half more, probably 2/3 or more of the scout troops in this country are affiliated with a church.
With a church, yeah.
So and the churches that they're,
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, it probably is.
I think the days of fire department sponsoring, Boy Scout troops are over. I mean, I'm sure they still exist, but
the truth of the matter is that, and the churches that they're affiliated with are largely the LDS Church, the Catholic Church. These are churches that are not friendly to the gays.
Well, that's true. And there's a reason why. I mean, the Boy Scouts is a conservative organization.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I mean, the values that it espouses are very, very. They just line up real nice with conservatism,
right?
And it's all super uber patriotic and
okay.
And crap.
So that's the dumbest of the news, of the gay news.
The rest of the gay news was pretty good.
Yeah, we got good gay news this week. It's why we wanted to go gay.
Yeah.
Go gay or go home. That's what I always not say. I don't ever say that.
Right.
But we got Rhode Island, which has now approved gay marriage entirely.
Right.
Legalized.
Yeah.
Marriage itself.
And it's interesting because Rhode Island is it's the most Catholic state or something like that. Yeah, it is Catholic.
Huh.
It's also tiny.
Yes, it is a very small state.
In every
It's like
respect.
Malta.
It's the Malta of the United States. Except that it's not its own country.
Yeah.
So I don't really know tons about Rhode Island, I have to say, beyond what I've read this last week. I mean, I've never been there.
Right.
Although maybe I drove. Is it possible to drive through Rhode Island? Is it large enough to drive through?
Well, I mean, if you're asking, do they have roads? I would imagine so. I don't know. I don't know enough.
I know
about
I
the
did a
geography of Rhode Island.
Anyways. And then of course Colorado
passed it. Has begun its
and it's doing its civil union thing.
Civil unions.
What
are your thoughts? Give me your thoughts on civil unions.
Like I was just saying, a lot of times I'm willing to take things that are just steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
And civil unions are obviously, that's a step in the right direction.
Sure.
However, what's the deal? It's just semantics? It's just you really legitimately want it just to be called something else? Because are they granting all the same rights?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, largely yes. On the state level, it's largely all the same rights.
Right.
I mean, and obviously on a federal level, no state can grant all of the rights that are granted to straight marriages.
Right.
Yet.
Right.
DOMA might be struck down by the Supreme Court, and at that point, who knows what would happen.
Right. Well, a mess.
A mess will happen. By the way, if you wanted to drive, if you were driving through Rhode Island, it would be like you'd need to be driving from Connecticut to the eastern part of Massachusetts.
I don't think I was doing that.
Okay.
So maybe I was just near Rhode Island.
Yeah. It's a tiny little... God, your state is so small, roadies. All you Rhode Islanders. You got a tiny little state.
Yeah.
I'm from the West. States are big out here.
I know. anyways, yeah, I mean, Colorado, I guess, kudos to you.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
And the other and so let's go to other good things. Other good things in the news. What's his name?
Jason Collins.
Jason Collins.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
The first time an active player in one of the major American sports comes out as gay.
Yeah.
Now, what's ironic about that is that so about the same time, a Major League Soccer player is coming here from Europe after having come out of the closet.
Oh, really?
But that's not one of the major sports.
No, I didn't even know that was happening.
That doesn't even count.
And by here, where do you mean? The whole
LA.
country?
L.A.
Oh, okay.
He's going to play for the Galaxy, I think.
Oh, okay.
But
no,
we're talking real sports here.
Yeah.
None of that football.
No.
None of that European football.
No.
Real football. But nobody in American football has come out of the closet yet.
No.
But this guy did.
Basketball. It's pretty amazing.
It's a big deal.
Well, I think what's amazing about it has been sort of the reaction from other basketball players, namely Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah,
coming out and
you
saying
mean supportive
comments, yeah. Coming out in support. Let's see, the NBA commissioner came out in support. I guess the President Obama
gave him a call
and said that he was proud of him and crap.
Yeah.
And then of course, I guess former, Bill Clinton, he also,
hitting a little closer to our home. Even Karl Malone is proud of Jason Collins.
Really?
The most Hickville of all of that guy is such a hayseed. The way he talks.
Karl Malone is proud.
Karl Malone would like to say that Karl Malone is proud of Jason Collins. Karl Malone heard about it in his semi-trailer as he was driving from across the country. He owns a semi.
What?
He owns an 18-wheeler.
He just goes out and drives it?
I don't know what he does with it. He just owns one.
Goes out for driving the country in a semi.
Yeah, Carl said, "Let's just cut through the skinny. I'm proud of the young man. Isn't it about time we stopped wasting so much time on what a person prefers?"
Wow.
Go, Carl.
Karl Malone. All right. That's cool.
So, I think what's clear is that the tide has changed.
Oh, absolutely.
It's over.
However, I will say this, and I'm going to butcher his last name because, dear listeners, you must have already figured this out. Neither Dan nor I are sports fans.
What are you talking about?
I know. I don't watch the ESPN. So when I see a name like Chris Broussard, I'm just going to say Broussard.
Okay.
Broussard?
Yeah, it's probably Broussard.
Okay.
How does it spelled?
Broussard.
Oh, okay.
I have no clue.
I'll bet he puts the bro in Broussard.
Broussard. It's Chris Broussard. Anyways, he apparently is a basketball analyst.
Oh, okay.
That's a job.
He puts the anal in analyst.
Well, maybe not.
More the bro thing than the anal thing.
Oh, sure. He said that he did not believe that Collins can live an openly homosexual lifestyle and be a Christian. That was his bit of
his big
basketball analysis.
I'm pretty sure that both. I got two things to say about this. I think that he really needs to work on his free throw percentage, and I'm pretty sure that you can't be gay and Christian at the same time. What the hell?
Yeah.
Suddenly ESPN's hiring theologians for their commentators.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, wow, well,
okay.
Thanks for you.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
They need to sick, what's his name?
Who?
Costas.
Bob Costas?
On him. Costas is awesome.
Yeah.
Bob Costas would shred him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And it's amazing, though. What I do find amazing just about the press and everything in general is so Jason Collins comes out, right? And It's the most press that Martina Navratilova has had in years.
She is suddenly she is the darling of the media.
Yeah.
She's
She's everywhere right now.
Well, because she was out and gay in a major sport like 400,000 years ago.
1981
God damn.
is when she came out.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, and at that time, she couldn't get a meeting with a sponsor. Nobody wanted to go anywhere near her.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I think it's pretty safe to say there are plenty of out lesbians in women's sports.
Sure.
So that's different. So that's a different animal. I mean,
Yeah.
but in part because people like Miss Navratilova paved the way.
Yeah.
And in part because it's the women who are most attracted to sports does seem like there's a higher percentage of.
I would also say that there's probably sort of less on the line for them.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be rude, but like pro sports, when you think pro sports in this country, it's all male dominated.
It's totally male dominated.
Right?
Not only
like, you
that,
don't think about like, what was it? I mean, does the WNBA still exist? I don't even know. I don't know.
Does it matter? That's the bigger question. It may or may not, and nobody cares. The other thing about it is that, like, in male sports, homophobia is still a big issue. Yeah. You got the Rutgers guy calling everybody a fag. You've got all of these, basically you've still got a culture of homophobia, or at least an assumed culture of homophobia. The fact that all of these major sports stars are rallying around this guy,
I think
is probably going to have huge ripple effects in the culture.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the fact that someone came out and then everybody else said, "Yeah, that's cool," is going to make a big difference in professional sports. And I'm guessing we're going to see a lot more outcoming.
Yeah. Well, and I also think that it's what is amazing to me in this whole thing is, I mean, first of all, it's just remarkable.
Yeah.
On its own, it's completely remarkable. But let's face it, the NBA is really, I mean, what percentage of NBA players are African American? I mean, I don't
65 to 70.
I have no clue. I don't even know what the statistic would be.
Yeah.
But just to think about this this is a community, the African American community is not known for its acceptance of
gayness.
Of gayness. Yeah.
Gayness,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I was having a hard time figuring that one out. But it's remarkable to me, and it's going to be huge for young black gay men to see people like Kobe Bryant and the president of this country
just totally
just being on board.
Karl Malone.
It's huge. Karl Malone.
Karl Malone, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Like people that you like I mean, I think we knew where the president stood.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I would have had any clue
where Kobe fell. Yeah, I mean, Kobe could easily have remained silent.
Yeah.
And he would have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
Nobody would have forced it on him.
Yeah. Again, this is from a completely uninformed perspective because we'd have no clue who these people are.
Well, but we've got so many.
To be honest, I had to be like,
I know who Kobe
Bryant. And I clicked, and I was like, and I looked, and I was like, oh yeah, that guy. Okay, that's my level here.
I will say I'm several steps above that, but not too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, that's great. I think that we have to the only logical conclusion we can come to after a week like this, and also we need to mention Uruguay just recently, and
France's whole thing.
France has now just passed the law to make gay marriage legal. They're a very Catholic country. There was some controversy, but they just made it legal. I mean, I think they're still waiting on their president to sign the law, but I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I heard a thing though. Somebody, I forget who it was, called it zombie Catholicism though. That it's like, let's face it, we don't really think of France as like we know that they have this Catholic past, but I don't sit around going, oh yeah, France, it's a Catholic country, right? It's not like if you were to say list the Catholic countries of this world.
France doesn't immediately jump to mind.
Immediately does not jump to mind.
Well, I mean,
of course you think Italy. Of course you think Ireland. right? Like,
sure.
And then I would have to like really scratch my head for a minute. And so it's just a funny thought.
Malta.
Malta, of course.
Everybody your mind immediately goes to Malta.
Yeah.
That's the first one on the list.
Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
totally.
so there's like this idea of like, here comes our Catholicism on this one issue.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of weird that it would rear its head. But I mean, it's amazing. We got countries left and right are starting. New Zealand. I mean, everybody in the world is starting to just go, oh, this doesn't do any harm.
Yeah.
This is just being equal.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're seeing
It's been tested elsewhere. Those countries didn't fall apart.
right. Canada's still Canadaing along.
The Netherlands is still the Netherlands.
Yeah.
They've still got windmills and tulips.
Yep. Yep. Denmark, same thing. It's all good.
Yeah.
Everybody's fine.
I know.
So there you go. You may get to marry. I don't know if you'd ever want to, but it's coming down the pike.
Who are you talking to? Me?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I mean, Utah.
It's nice to have the option.
Utah is clearly going to not be in the vanguard of this. It'll probably have to be when the whole country goes, then Utah will go.
So goes the whole country. As goes the whole country, so goes Utah.
So that's right. It's kind of backwards. We do things our own way here in Utah. We wait for everybody to force us to do a thing, and then we do it. Oh my gosh! Well, happy gay this time of year.
Yay, everybody!
It's not even Gay Pride Day season yet.
No, it's not.
It's not even Pride season.
But let me tell you who's going to be Grand Marshal at a lot of gay prides this year.
Oh, Jason Collins.
Oh, yeah. I bet the phone already has started ringing.
He is I don't know if he's ready for it. He may hold off until next year. Do you think? Or do you think he'll just like
why not?
Go
he got
fabulous.
That 98 on his.
Oh yeah,
come on.
His number is 98 because that's the year Matthew Shepard got murdered.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. It is his connection to the gay community is obviously on his mind.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
It would be great. It would be fabulous to see him out there. Although I'm guessing most of the gay parades had already chosen their Grand Marshal. They will be bumping people.
Oh,
people will get bumped.
You dump Roseanne Barr just like that.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roseanne. Bye. We love you. Bye bye. She was our Grand Marshal like last year, wasn't she?
Either
or
last
2
year or
years
the year
ago
before.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it must have been a couple years ago.
I don't even remember last year, to be honest.
I wasn't here, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty funny. Well, there you go.
Yeah, so facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
Indeed. Or write to us, please, and give us a sternly worded lecture about whatever you want to at
how wrong we are.
At podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can leave us a voicemail at 424-666-8442. Thanks to the Red Rock Hot Club for letting us use their music.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it. And, of course, thanks to Sarah.
Sarah the intern.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a great spring weekend and week.
Bye-bye.